In front of me right now, you see a Seat Ibiza Bocanegra. Did I get it right? Yeah. And this thing, I have been trying to get down on video for so long, but it's just timing hasn't worked out. And I saw the owner of this car, called Annie, on Instagram, had started to break it. So I messaged her and I said, stop! Come down so we can get a video done on this car. Bit of a memory for her. I love it, and it's a bit different to what we've had on the channel before. Let's introduce her, shall we? So this is Annie.
Hi.
Annie, I'm so glad we've finally managed to make this happen. But
Finally.
let's just get something out of the way real quick with
Yes.
everybody. What are you doing after this video with this car?
Selling it,
You're
breaking it.
You're literally taking it back to your unit tonight, aren't you? And taking it apart. Because I
Literally
did
tonight.
get you mid-stripping it.
You did.
So you haven't got the wheels on it anymore, but I just love the style of this car. I love that it's got big boot build in it and stuff. So I wanted to get it on the channel before it's disappeared forever. And you're not too far away, so I was like, let's just get you down and get it done. So, Annie, please tell us about it. What is this thing? So let's start off with what is it?
Yep, so it is a Seat Ibiza Bocanegra, or just Boca, or Boc for short, hence the name. It's a 1.4 turbo supercharged, and it's running stage 2, so it's about 260, 270 brake, which ain't bad for a 1.4.
That's crazy for a 1.4. When you think about like the actual what it is, it's a 1.4 with 260 brake horsepower.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's so good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's got a very cool wrap on it. So what chameleon colours is this called? Like?
So this is tech wrap, and it's purple indigo malachite.
Malachite, what a cool word.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
cool
That's
word.
I think that's like the green bit in it.
Right, okay.
Malachite. So yeah, I got this done with my friend Chris, who works at Crown Customs now. He used to work with Yanni and that lot, and then went off on his own. So you know, we've known each other for a few years, and he was starting up. So he helped me out, I helped him out, sort of thing. So yeah.
I love the colour of it. I think it looks so good. Now, it is a shame we couldn't get the wheels on, because I'm going to throw up a picture on the screen now so people could see how it did look.
It makes such a difference.
It did look awesome, but I had to get this even though you're breaking it literally tonight. I have to just
I've got someone
emphasise
coming
that.
from Birmingham tonight.
Yeah, so the Bocanegra, what is that?
So it is a Cupra, but it's a limited edition version of the Cupra. So it means black mouth in Spanish, hence why the front of it is black. But it's funny, like when you pull up to traffic lights and you see like old people in the back of your wind mirror, like Boca, like literally they can't say it, and it's quite funny. But yeah, so mod wise, the only thing that's really standard in it now is the front seats and the steering wheel. Everything else has been changed. The engine's been swapped. So basically, long story short, with that, it blew up after it got tuned after like 2 weeks. But with the CAVE engine, which is what comes in these, they're made like butter and they just blow. I put an actual Polo GTI engine from 2013.
Cool.
So same gearbox as well. So I put a Polo GTI gearbox in it. Had that all remapped, running stage 2 with full throttle performance. Those guys are amazing, like they've sorted me out so well. My ECU was completely like unworkable when I got it back from the tuning company. So they had to send it off to Italy for 5 days to get all redone and rebuilt and everything.
Wow.
So
what power, sorry to interrupt, but what power are they standard? Like if you bought this, they're 180, so you've got 80 horsepower increase.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just from a remap?
Yeah.
That's
So that's just it's still the stock turbo. It's running front mount intercooler, AirTech one. And then obviously the exhaust as well, it's completely straight through. I've just gutted the cat out, so the canister's still there. I just cut it open and welded it back up. Yeah. The rest of it actually from mid-box back is Miltech.
Cool.
3.5 inch. So
love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk straight up. these massive brakes.
Yep.
If we come around this side, you'll see, I think you can see the branding on there, on this side. So we've got big Porsche brakes. What are they off of?
They're off a Porsche Boxster,
Yep.
986.
Were they hard to fit? Were they hard to get mated up? Or
Not really, because Porsche is kind of vague anyway. So I only needed to buy some adapters with it. So the discs have been upgraded from 286mm to 312mm. And they've gone from 1-pot to 4-pot. So they're 4-pot brakes, so it makes a massive difference.
I mean, that was the first thing I noticed when you pulled up earlier. I was like, oh, she's got Porsche brakes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And you know what? From putting the car up for braking, I've had probably about 6 or 7 people ask me for the brakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of the harder things to get now.
Cool.
The conversion.
I love seeing it on there. It's such a shame we couldn't show you with the wheels because it looked so good on those wheels. But we'll use our imagination. You've got the headlight wrapped, right? That's not a standard feature on these.
No, yeah. So that's just fly eye tint. They are actually black insert on the Bocanegras as well, just to fit in with the black mouth. But yeah, I just like the whole tinted look. It kind of just exaggerates that black mouth bit, and you know, it makes it look a bit more slick. Yeah,
definitely. And you've got a lip kit on it by the looks
of
it, right?
So all of the low line body kit is Maxton design. So I've been really lucky to sort of work with them and partner up with them to get everything. So it's the front splitter, the side skirt extensions, rear diffuser, and the spoiler lip as well.
Let's wander around and have a look at the back end of this. I like the spoiler lip. That's really nice.
Yeah,
really cool.
That was the last thing that I put on for it. So.
Yeah, it looks really smart. You've got the dual exhaust. Is that where the OEM one would be? You said it's Miltech, but like, I don't know anything about these cars. As you can probably tell by me trying to pronounce it earlier.
Yeah, so they are twin exit, a standard anyway, but they're just a lot smaller. So originally it came with like a silver exhaust trim to make it look like it was just one big exhaust.
Yep.
But then obviously with the Miltech it is just bigger bore, but sticking with the twin exit as well. So
awesome. Well, like I said, I love the wrap. I think the colour is so cool. I really want to show them what you've built for in the boot area. This is so cool. Let's pop that open and have a look. Oh my goodness, what size subs are they?
So they are Vibe Black Air. They're both 15-inch. They're 3,000 watt each. And yeah, we built this from scratch in 3 days. So it's running 2 Vibe amps as well. They're 2,000 watt each. And it's loud.
Okay, you've put all this together and that's so cool. Obviously, you've got a big air eye tank down here too. The car is running air eye. What kit is this?
So it's the Airlift Performance. It is the manual. I got the manual set up, A, because it was cheaper. I'm not going to lie to you. And B, there's less to go wrong.
Okay.
You know, if there's no electrics, there's no solenoids to go wrong, things like that. It's a lot easier to install. And personally as well, it just looks a lot neater because I haven't got, you know, the manifold and everything to show. It's literally just a compressor in a tank.
Yeah, cool. It looks really neat in here. Can you still use the boot? Do you still put stuff in it, or is this more?
No, not really. It's completely impractical.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously all the back seats have had to come out.
Can you play a song real quick so we can hear how loud this is? Oh my goodness me. Let's have a look at the interior real quick while we're here, because you said that everything is in here. It's a little bit different, but not.
So seats are actually stock. I really like the seats anyway, especially because they're limited edition ones as well. So on the normal Cupra, they haven't got the B there for the Bocanegra, and they're all white stitching. So I decided to leave these in. I was going to get some bucket seats for them, but they're just so comfortable.
Yeah, they look great as well.
Yeah, exactly, and it is what the car is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they're branded for what the car is.
And you've also got some nice carbon.
Yeah, so they're paddle extensions. Yeah, because it's a DSG gearbox, so it's semi-auto.
Yep.
And it's 7 gears as well.
Is there anything to look at under the bonnet, or is it all relatively?
It looks relatively stock. I've got forged carbon intake on there, but that's pretty much it.
Do you want to show us?
Can do, yeah.
There is the intake, really nice. The problem with these modern engines, they're not exactly the prettiest things to look at.
Exactly, no. And I had to take the cover off and everything to fit the catch can.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's I just took it off.
So it's what, 260-ish horsepower?
260, 270, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I haven't actually had a chance to get it on rolling road because my tuning company is Luton way.
Okay.
So, and obviously it is my daily car. Anything that I ever want to do to it, I have to book time off work.
Yeah, of course.
It's considering it is my daily car, you know, it takes a lot of looking after for something like this to.
No, fully appreciate that. Right, shall we go out for a little drive and chat some more in the car?
Yeah,
let's do it. Some questions I want to ask you. We've spoken a lot about the car already.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, where did your passion for cars come from? Because I don't think you can really just jump into something without caring about it like this.
Yeah, so it started off, to be fair, it's probably my older brother.
Okay,
so
cool.
My brother grew up in the days when he had a car that was like max power, do you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So like it was everywhere. The stuff that they did back in those days, I don't think anything could compare to
It was a lot
what
of
they do
fun.
now, yeah.
It was
So
a lot of fun.
yeah, started off with him really, like he was a kind of little bit of a boy racer, not so much now. I mean, there's no one in my family that's, you know, mad petrol head or mechanic or anything like that. So I'm pretty much the only one that is now. But before cars, I was more into motorbikes.
Cool.
Which also stemmed from my brother as well. So we used to go like to the track days and that, Cadwell mainly.
Awesome.
And then it got to the point and an age where I needed a car because it wasn't practical to have a bike. So that's pretty much where it stemmed from.
Sweet.
And then went from there really. So my first car was a little Corsa C.
Oh, was it a Corsa C, yeah?
Yeah. So I didn't really do much to that. You know, I was 17, just got my license, so I didn't really have a lot of money, and you know, I sprayed like the wheel trims and that. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Oh, and what's your car history like?
So this is actually only my third car that I've owned.
Cool.
So it was the Corsa first, and then I got another Ibiza after that, but it was just the 1.4 Sport NA sort of thing. I had that for 6 months and got bored because it wasn't quick enough. It was like 90 brake horsepower, and I was just like, no. But I really liked the actual car.
Yep.
I like how it drove, like I like the interior, how it looked, you know, this little sporty hatchback sort of thing. And then that's when I discovered these. So I always knew about the Cupra, but I spotted this in Peterborough, one of these in Peterborough. And at the time, I actually really hated how it looked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, who the hell sprays the front bumper black and then leaves the rest of it? I didn't actually know they existed, so I was like, oh. And then I saw the name on the back of it, I was like, oh, I'll Google it. And then saw it was like a turbo supercharged 180 brake, and I was like, I want one. That is what I want, you know, it's perfect for what I want. You know, it's the same sort of shape, same chassis as what I've got already. So yeah, I ended up selling that. And then bought this, and I've had this for 4 years. So,
4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
What troubles have you had with this?
So probably the main trouble, well, the first trouble was the gearbox, and the mechatronics unit on it is quite a common thing to go, and to get that box alone, it's basically like the brain of the gearbox, and it's dual clutch as well, so it will predict what gear you want to be going into, based on your revs, how long you've been in the gear and everything. So that computer is really expensive. I was looking at like 1,200 quid to get a new one of those.
Wow, really?
Yeah, luckily at the time I worked at a breaker yard for bag cars. So then that's when the Polo GTI gearbox went in. So it's exactly the same gearbox, DSG 7 gears, semi-auto, and that had pretty much a brand new service mechatronics unit on it. So I got that for like 800 quid.
Cool.
For like a whole new gearbox and the unit itself. So
that sounds like okay for such a complex bit of kit.
Yeah.
Like I think that sounds pretty what I'd expect to pay for something like that.
Yeah. And again, like it's all about who you know and your opportunities. You know what I mean? Like I was lucky enough to be working in an environment like that where I could have those benefits.
Yep.
And then so I didn't have the car for a few months of that, and because it came off a Polo GTI and the computer was all different with the ECU and everything, that took about 3 months to actually get adapted to the car. Okay. So you have to like program it and adapt it to the ECU that's in here.
Right.
So nobody could do it. I took it to VAG specialists, I took it to like really big names, and they didn't want to touch it, they didn't want to do anything with it. And I was kind of stuck. I was like, well, what am I going to do now? You know, if I can't get these, you know, major big companies that deal with these cars to sort it out, I'm stuck. And then I was just doing research, you know, I was going out on like forums and stuff, found this little like divey place in Luton, and he managed to do it for cash in a day.
Really?
I was like,
Brilliant.
what? Like, how is that even, like, I was just amazed. I was so happy, like the smile on my face when I got my car back.
Buzzing.
I was buzzing.
Yeah.
I was buzzing. You know, it's one of them ones where you just go driving all night, just to get your car back.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And then the engine went.
Great.
Yeah. So
I'm so happy my car works.
It's been like a roller coaster with this car, which is why it's going to be really hard for me to get rid of it.
Absolutely. I'm sad it's going to go, but I also understand why. You know, big purchase is coming, and you know, you and your fella got a next stage of your lives
That's
going.
it.
So it's a worthwhile. It's going for a good reason. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite mod on it?
Ooh, it's probably the air ride, I'd say.
Yeah.
Only because like this, when I started modifying this car, I didn't realise I was going to go to the extent of what I have done with it. I've always had like a list on my fridge of what I wanted to do to it, and I was determined. Like I'm a determined person. Like if I want something, I will do anything in my power to get it.
Yep.
Like, and air ride was kind of like top of the list, and then wrap. Cool. So I just think, to be fair, like it's a bit of a show pony. I do know that, but to have air ride on a show car, I think is like, you know, the pinnacle of.
And it fits, you know. If it's a show car, which is what you built this for.
Yeah.
Then air ride makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So because you're going to be taking this car apart literally tonight, and after you leave in like an hour or so, you're going to be ripping this car to bits. I have to ask you, instead of what's coming next on this, what's next for you? I guess.
It's been a bit of a shuffle around with plans. So between me and my partner, you know, we've got a few cars, Beamers predominantly. So we've kind of like modified a 36 to be drifted. You know, it is a drift car, and I was going to be driving that as my daily. He's kind of like fallen in love with it, and it is completely him. Like that car is totally him. So before that, he was driving E39 540, so V8, 4.4 litre. And we used to drift that, but it's such a boat, like it's a luxury car, to be honest with you. And you know, we come to the conclusion that that is now what I'm gonna have.
Cool.
Which I'm pretty stoked about, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
You know.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, like I said, she's taking this car apart tonight. She's come out of her way today so we could just get this video done, because I thought for one, it's so different to anything we've had on here before, and hopefully it'll encourage others to get in touch. And number two, we've been speaking a long time online. We've always been cool. You've done a lot of 621 promo for me, and I wanted you to have a little memory of your car. Like I'm a bit of a soppy guy when it comes to cars and stuff, so I was like, oh man, I just want to do the video for you, and you've got like a little memory as well of it, and you know, I just thought it'd be a sweet little thing to do. Oh my goodness me, your things just fell down.
Yeah, it does that.
What the heck? Does it just push into there, does it?
It literally sits in the cup holder.
Oh, right.
And you know what? Like, every time I go to a show, people are like, oh my God, where did you get that armrest from? Where did you get that? Wish.
Wish? Is this actually a Wish thing? No fucking way.
Look how well it matches the stitching.
I thought it was OEM.
Like, no.
This is a Wish mod. Oh my God, that's the first Wish mod we've ever had on the channel. Well done. You get to take that one.
You're exposing me.
You can find yourself where? Are you going to be changing your username when you get rid of this? Yeah, so if I put Queen_bot
I'll
on
stay
the
that
screen,
for a while. I think I'm going to stay that for a while.
Yeah, and if not, just you can come and leave a comment on the video and tell people where to find yourself. So sweet, we'll head back to the unit now and we'll finish up. Thank you so much for bringing it down.
That's all right.
So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much, Annie, for coming down. And like we said in the car, check out her Instagram and give her a follow in case the name changes. So probably best you do it right now. I'm really, really sad that she's going to have to break this for parts. Like, literally, no lie. Tonight, she's going back to her unit and taking it apart. So we've really got the last look, the final farewell to this wicked little machine. I love the sound system. I love the boot build, man. I come from the max power generation, so that is so cool to me. And I love that she's such a passionate car girl. She's really in this, and that's sick. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please make sure you hit subscribe. If you fancy joining up to the members platform, you get additional vlogs and one-to-one videos and all of that good stuff. And when we hit 50 members, and we're close now, I'm going to be arranging a members only meet. So that's a real personal, nice invite only meet. So make sure you subscribe, guys, and we are out. What we've been blessed with this weather so much. Thank you so much for watching. We're out. God, do we go sunbathe now or what?